Hello, my name is Jeff Jaeger. I'm the senior pastor of Crossroads Community Church. We're a multi-campus church located here in Wisconsin along the shores of Lake Michigan. And we launched as a church back in 2006, and from that time we had been meeting in rented facilities for about 14 years. But towards the end of that 14-year period, we began to really see our growth plateau. And that was because the rental facilities that we were meeting in were really growth limiting. And it was at that time that a local church approached us about the potential of buying their church building, which was too big for them, but was perfect for a church our size. And we felt like that was what God was leading us to do. God has opened the door for Crossroads to purchase the current Southside Church facility. So we began to seek out some consultants who could help lead us through the process of running a capital campaign. And that is what led us to CGS. And immediately from the start, CGS was the company for us. And I mean that because we literally didn't talk to any other companies. And that was because they fit the culture and ethos of our church. CGS isn't about slick sales-like presentations. They're down-to-earth people who are personable, professional, and who just believe in Jesus's church, and they believe in calling people to generosity within Jesus's church. They believe that can make an impact for eternity. And that fit our culture as a church. And so we invited them in and they began guiding us. I like to think of CGS as the coaches for us. That's kind of the analogy I would use. We assembled an internal team that did the work on our side, but then they coached us, they directed us, they provided the blueprint for us to follow. They laid out a process step by step by step for us to follow as a team as we led our church through the capital campaign process. We weren't forced to come up with that on our own. They gave us deadlines. They gave us examples from other churches that had raised funds before us. And so we were well resourced to do what was in front of us. And then they held us accountable along the way to doing the things that needed to be done if we wanted to raise the money that we said we wanted to raise. So what were the results of our capital campaign with CGS? Well, we started with a goal of $2 million, and God used CGS to help us raise $4 million instead. In fact, we were only through the leadership portion of the capital campaign. We hadn't even got to the congregational portion. Through the leadership portion of the capital campaign, we had already received $2.4 million in pledges. And CGS then had to help us skillfully move the goalposts, if you will, so that our congregation then had something that they were challenged to contribute and help us achieve. The result was $4 million pledged, with an initial goal of $2 million. Only God. 4321 County Road 8 is now officially the soon-to-be home of Crossroads Community Church. But it wasn't just financial benefits that we saw as a result of our capital campaign. We saw spiritual benefits as well. And that's, I believe, because CGS views capital campaigns through the lens of discipleship. They see it as giving people an opportunity to take a next step in their relationship with Christ. And so we really leaned into that with our congregation. We challenged people of all ages, from all stages in life, to play a part. Our mantra was equal sacrifice, not equal gifts. And as people embraced that, as they embraced playing their part, what we saw was countless stories of people whose faith grew because they made pledges that were sacrificial in nature, that required generosity, and then they were blown away watching our God help them fulfill those pledges and play their part. There was a sense of all of us being on mission together to accomplish something together that we could never accomplish apart. Maybe you're on the fence about whether or not you should use consultants for a capital campaign, or maybe you're even on the fence about using CGS. If that's you, I'd simply tell you this: don't go it alone. Don't try to make it up as you go. That's going to add a ton of pressure to you. I would find people that you trust, who can lead you and guide you and hold you accountable to a well thought out process, people who have been there before and who can help you and your church get where it is that God is calling you to go. For us, those people were CGS. We're really grateful that they were part of our team here at Crossroads for a season, and I'm confident that you'd be grateful if you invite them to be part of your team as well.